Joining me on the line from federal prison is the Tiger King, the man, Joe Exotic himself. I am calling on the 47th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, to free and pardon Joe Exotic. Joe, welcome to the show.
Hey, I appreciate you having me and giving me a platform, man.
Well, we got breaking news. I don't know how much news you get in prison, Joe, but Matt Gaetz has just been named Attorney General. I know that you've been in touch with Matt Gaetz in the past. This is breaking news and very good news for you and your freedom.
It is. I just found that out not 3 minutes ago before I called you. And, yeah, you know, Matt Gaetz went publicly. I have a video of him 4 years ago saying that I deserved a pardon. And he's really been a voice for me. So I already have my people going to be at his office tomorrow.
Well, things are starting to align, Joe Exotic, to get you the hell out of that hellhole. I understand that you were quarantined, you had scabies, you've been not treated well, not treated fairly. Give my audience an update on your health and your well-being.
Well, my prostate cancer is currently in remission, but I currently have lung cancer in my left lung now. And, you know, I've got blood transfusions my whole life, so I continue to get blood transfusions because I have no immune system from the disease that I was born with. You know, it's hard, the stress, and they don't feed you worth of shit in here. Everything is expired. You know, it's all the lowest grade quality food that you can get, and you can't eat to stay healthy to even try and save your own life. So yeah, I need help getting this voice to President Trump that I'm innocent. You know, the videos of the hitman and everyone admitting to perjury is on joeexoticofficial.com on the evidence link. And, you know, the hitman went one step further, and this was on Netflix on Tiger King 2, and I can't believe it was worldwide, where he took them to the zoo and showed him where he hid a murder weapon where they were going to kill me to start with. And there's been no charges brought against these people, and I'm the one in prison. So I'm hoping now that President Trump has been through the system and, you know, indicted 94 times, convicted 34 times, that he can see how corrupt this is and let me out of here on January the 20th so I can move on with my life.
Joe Exotic, we need to get you the heck out of there. And I must say, I want to tell my audience, and I know a lot of my audience reflects this, we are not going to allow you to die in prison. We cannot allow Joe Exotic to die behind bars. I understand you have penned a letter to President Trump. Let us in on that letter. What did you say directly to the president?
Well, you know, first of all, I pleaded to him to let me get out of here and move on with my life. You know, I'm innocent. I've lost 7 years of my life. My parents have died. I got a divorce over all this. Fighting two types of cancer. I lost my entire zoo that I worked my whole life to build. 55 years old without a speeding ticket. So I'm hoping that, you know, like in the letter, I'm no more of a criminal than he is, and actually he's probably broke more laws than I have in his lifetime in order to become as rich as he is. But I want to testify in front of Congress, and I want to make something good out of something bad. And that is, if he would pardon me, my first objective is to testify in front of Congress about prison reform, because what goes on in here, there's nothing right about what goes on in here. Because if you're not a drug addict when you get here, you're going to be when you leave, because there's more drugs in here and corruption in here than there is out on the street. So all we're doing is wasting people's lives. But, you know, in my letter also, you know, I'm engaged and going to be married soon. And I'm asking not only for a pardon, but to grant George asylum so he can stay in America with me, because where he's from, Sonora, Mexico, is very dangerous, especially being gay. They just killed his cousin a couple weeks ago, and he's a good guy. The only thing wrong is he was born in the wrong country. But in my letter, I reflected to President Trump that not all immigrants are bad people, and he needs to remember that Melania, probably the most beautiful first lady we've ever had in this country was an immigrant and was not an American citizen for a year and after they were married. So I don't think he hates all immigrants. It's just right now they're coming in by the droves, and we're letting too many criminal ones in. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I want to testify in front of Congress. I want to if my recommendation is to abolish the federal fish and wildlife and return it to the states, so the states can govern their own endangered species, just like he did abortions. Each state governs abortion now, and we can save the taxpayer billions. But if they don't abolish it, I would like to be in his cabinet, and I'd like to be the director of the Federal Fish and Wildlife.
Well, Joe, before any of that can happen, we need to get you out of prison. I want to direct my audience to pardon47.com. It's pardon47.com. You can fill out a form. You can speak directly to President Trump there and tell him about Joe Exotic and this case. I know for a fact, Joe, in talking to people at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump Jr. is aware of your case. I know for a fact that Matt Gaetz, as you just confirmed on this program, is aware of your case. And President Trump, I am calling on him right now, on day one in office, free Joe Exotic, give him the pardon. This man has done his time, and it's absolutely ridiculous, especially given your health issues, that you're sitting in that hellhole. Paint the picture real quick, because I know the federal prison system is going to cut you off from the show soon. It sounds very chaotic there. Are you safe in prison right now? What are things looking like?
I have never had a problem as an inmate. Not been next to the Unabomber. I've been in isolation with some of the head people of the Sinaloa cartel. It's not the inmates that's the problem. It's look, the buildings are falling down around us. I've caught 24 rats under my bed so far on glue traps, and this is a medical center. Keep in mind, the roofs leak. It's crazy. It really is crazy. And we have no room to complain about Russia or anyone else in the world because America is pretty pathetic the way we treat our inmates. And not to mention how many of them in here are innocent like me.
Joe,
guys, this is fixing to cut off. I can call you back, okay?
Okay, very good. We're gonna stand by for a moment.
All right.
We're gonna stand by for a moment. Joe's gonna call us back. Stand by, everybody. Joe is gonna call us back. We'll stay right there. That's Joe Exotic. Now, the way I have to do this for my audience is I have to have Joe call my personal cell phone from prison, and then we merge him into our studios here at Star Worldwide Networks, and Robin are all over this. You just heard it from the horse's mouth, folks. The man is living in terrible conditions. He's caught 24 rats. He's been quarantined with scabies. He's got, what did he say, Robin? He has lung cancer at this point. Is that right? He's gone through prostate cancer. He's got lung cancer. He has no immune system. He wants to be a free and fair citizen in the United States of America, like most of the people watching this show. I've talked to Joe online, on air and off air a lot over the last couple months, and I got to tell you, it is scary shit that happens in federal prison. And you hear him talk about the food. The food is terrible. The food is all outdated. The buildings are crumbling. And quite frankly, this man has done a lot of time in prison. And just for my audience, just so you understand, you think Joe Exotic, you might think he's some celebrity, some rich guy. He has not seen any riches, any money from Netflix Tiger King documentary. He has not experienced any fame at all from the Netflix documentary. He has been locked up in a cell, in a cage during this whole time. And I think in the United States of America, given the evidence, I have talked to his lawyers, I've talked to his legal team, given the evidence, this man should be freed. And I understand, and I'm speaking right now to President Trump, sir, Mr. President, you have a lot on your plate. I understand there's foreign wars, we've got crime in the streets, we've got an open border, we've got inflation, I can go right down the damn list. But all it takes is one stroke of a pen. And there's a movement out there. There's millions of us out there on this Free Joe Exotic movement. And I implore you, I push you to open up your heart to some kindness. You have been hit with felonies. You have been shot. You've been through a lot of crap yourself. Well, Joe Exotic should be a free and proud American. and allow him out, allow him to come in and testify in front of Congress, allow him to speak directly to the American people about what's happening in our federal prison system, which is corrupt, which is a hellhole, which is a criminal organization. And any of you out there, right or wrong, you feel like this man is a good guy or a bad guy, or you don't believe in his politics, just think tonight when you're in your cozy little bed and you wake up in the morning with a beautiful cappuccino and you're sitting next to your husband or wife, just think what Joe Exotic has to deal with. It is absolutely inhumane. It's not what America's about, and we need to get this man out of prison. We're going to stand by for a couple minutes, and hopefully Joe will be calling us back. The prison system gives him about 10 minutes a click, and that's it, and then they kick him out. And I know for a fact the prison system does not like him, and the U.S. government, the powers that be, does not like him speaking out on shows like this. And, you know, quite frankly, I'll say this too. This show is about freedom of speech. This show is about fighting the power. This show is about anti-mainstream media. And we saw what happened in the last election with Kamala Harris not going on podcasts. Well, guess what? The mainstream media is not covering this story. The mainstream media has forgotten Joe Exotic as he rots in prison. The mainstream media will not interview Joe Exotic, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. But we're doing it right here on this show because we believe, and I believe with a whole heart and my soul, that this man is innocent and he should be free. And as I sleep in my beautiful bed here in Scottsdale, Arizona, Joe Exotic is catching rats under his bed, and that's not right in these beautiful United States. So we're going to stand by for a couple minutes, Rob, and we'll be right back, hopefully, with Joe Exotic. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have Joe Exotic calling back in. I'm going to merge him onto our studio line, and I want to ask Joe about the Menendez brothers. The Menendez brothers did, in fact, commit murder, and it sounds like their case is looking very strong, Joe Exotic. What is your view on the Menendez brothers and how that relates to your case? You never murdered anybody.
You know, it just goes back to, you know, I have my opinion on a lot of people's cases. You know, the Menendez brothers, I don't know that much about the case, but they put in 30 years in prison. It's time to let them out, dude. You know, it's just like the poor guy down in Houston, Texas, that's on death row for killing his baby. They said they shook him to death, and he's been on death row for, 20 years, something like that. And now they find out that his kid died of pneumonia. Our justice system is in too big a hurry to put people in prison.
You know, Joe Exotic, you mentioned the prisons and the federal prison system, and you want to testify before Congress to try to get some positive changes there. What would you do? I mean, these federal prisons, you know, big money is involved, and a lot of people, you know, you need more inmates to keep feeding the machine. Well, we're seeing the legalization of marijuana in a lot of states across the country and other things. What would you change? Like one thing you would change about the federal prison system?
Okay, well, it's just so corrupt. An ounce of meth goes for $7,000 in here, and it's worth $100 out in the street. Okay, forget the war on drugs. You're not winning it, okay, because it's walking in the front door of a federal institution. And if you can't keep drugs out of a fenced-in prison, you damn sure not going to keep them out of the northern or the southern border. All right, so give it a rest. Okay, quit incarcerating people for drug charges, especially conspiracy. Okay, when they don't even have any drugs. And quit profiting off of this. This is all it is a Ponzi scheme, and we're using human lives to do it.
Well, Joe Exotic, you're joining us right now, probably on one of the most, if not the most important day of your case. Attorney General Matt Gaetz has just been named. He knows all about that you're rotting in prison. Donald Trump Jr. knows about your case. Are you going to sleep a little more soundly tonight? Are you going to be a little more comfortable tonight thinking that the powers that be that are about to take office in a matter of weeks understand what you're going through?
Actually, I'm probably not going to sleep as good because I'm so excited. And January cannot come fast enough for me. The only thing that could spoil anything is President Biden pull his head out of his ass and pardon me and take the credit before January the 20th.
I've got an idea. You know, a lot of people in conservative circles say that in an act of good faith, President Trump should pardon Hunter Biden. Well, maybe preemptively, Joe Biden could pardon Joe Exotic. Do you think that that's at all a possibility? I mean, we shouldn't. Why wait till January 20th, Joe? Let's get you out of there right now.
President Biden is catching a lot of hell right now from the Democrats, saying that he should have dropped out sooner is why they lost the election. He could actually be the world's hero right now and pardon me for Thanksgiving or Christmas.
There you go. You heard it right from the horse's mouth. President Joe Biden, enough with the Trump. Maybe President Joe Biden can step up and do this. And I got to say something about Joe Biden. He is by all accounts, a very serious man. He's a fair man, and he has been treated, just like you, Joe, unfairly throughout this democratic process, if you want to call it that. Maybe he will, in fact, be the man to pardon you, and we don't have to wait for January 20th or January 21st.
Well, I have a clemency application in his office that I filled out about a month ago, and I know that he's got it because I've got a receipt back saying that it was arrived. So maybe he'll do the right thing. And I'm not saying that because I like him better than Trump or anything. It's just right now he's the power to be, and he could make this horrible wrong or right. And then I could actually get out and advocate for more people that are being wrongly incarcerated in this country for the holidays.
We are calling on the leaders. This is Billy Harfosh and Joe Exotic calling on the leaders, the powers that be in our country. Those two men a couple hours ago were shaking hands in the Oval Office with a beautiful fire, and they're enjoying a nice, cozy meeting while Joe Exotic rots in prison. We are calling on Joe Biden. We are calling on Donald Trump. One of these two men, two of the most powerful men in the world, need to free Joe Exotic. Joe, before I let you go today, what would you do? Day one, you're out in the wild, you're on the outside. What are you going to do?
First thing I'm going to do is go to Wendy's and Domino's Pizza, man, and eat till I throw up. And then I want to put on a benefit concert to, my big nonprofit thing that I love is Operation Smile, to fix little kids' faces. But I want to put on a benefit concert that's going to be free, and to thank the millions of people that have got me through this.
We are behind you, Joe Exotic. I urge my audience right now, don't even get off your damn phone or your computer, however you're consuming this interview. Go to pardon47.com. Speak directly to Donald Trump. Pardon47.com. Fill out the form, fill out the application, and let the world know, and let Donald Trump know that we are not going to allow this man, Joe Exotic, who gave us such beautiful, fun entertainment during the pandemic, to die in prison. Joe Exotic, I appreciate you. Stay in touch with the show. We're out here on the outside, and we're going to keep fighting.
Hey, I appreciate it. And in every post that President Trump and Biden makes, put free Joe Exotic in the comments.
Okay, hashtag free Joe Exotic. Let's spam the powers that be. There he is, right. Joe Exotic. Thank you so much. All right, bye now.
All
Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
There he is. He's dealing with rats. He's dealing with quarantines and scabies. He's dealing with a hellhole, a terrible prison system. And he is on the show today asking for a little bit of freedom, asking for a little bit of forgiveness, asking to be a free man in the United States of America. Go to pardon47.com. Make sure you tag Donald Trump Jr., Donald Trump, Joe Biden, all of them. Tag them in the posts. Hashtag free Joe Exotic. My name is Billy Harfosh, broadcasting from beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. Star Worldwide Networks. We're fighting the mainstream media right here every single day. Like, subscribe, and comment. We'll be back with more powerful interviews.